Hello, my beautiful angels. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Selfdevelopment, and a little bit of changes have been going on. Obviously, first thing is my hair. Since I've last seen you guys, I got a little bit of more of like an auburn reddish color. I want to talk about something that wasn't planned, but I have been noticing a lot of content out there, especially on the Divine Feminine, and I want to talk about the truth of the Divine Feminine. And I think a lot of content out there is kind of marketed as Divine Feminine, femininity. Obviously, I'm not the gatekeeper of this information. This is something that has come from, our maternal lineages, from our mothers or grandmothers or great-grandmothers. It has been passed down. It is our energy. It is what connects us to the divine, and it is our power at the end of the day. Femininity is a superpower. I always like to stay on the spiritual aspect of it, but obviously there's going to be aspects that are in the physical, right? I like to call it the natural feminine, whatever is existing in the physical realm, our relationships, our home life, our physical life, how we work with others, how we present ourselves, etc., etc. When you tap into your Divine Feminine, it should be for you. It should be for your growth, for your connection to the divine. It should be for your spiritual life, for you connecting back to yourself. Unfortunately, I see too many women who are getting into their femininity for the sake of men or for relationships, or specifically to get into relationships with so-called, you hear it everywhere, high value men, high value women. And I actually made a video on how to be a high value woman in your goddess energy back in 2019. I am very passionate on the subject, and I always saw, and I've always continued to see, the Divine Feminine energy as the energy of healing. When we are going through a healing journey, we must shed light on those dark aspects, aka shadow work, of ourselves that may be limiting us, that may be holding us back. They may be traumas, they may be limiting beliefs. They can be all types of aspects of us. So the Divine Feminine is the womb energy. It's going inward. What I say is dark, I don't mean it in a negative connotation. It's just literally what we haven't shed light on. The masculine energy is more outward. It's more expansive. It's more future. It's more open. Whereas the feminine energy is more inward. It's womb. It's creative. Think of the sun as the masculine energy and the moon as the feminine energy. As you go into a Divine Feminine journey, it's about healing. It's about being real with yourself. It's about setting boundaries. It's about deciding what it is that you want and what you don't want. And finally, being authentically you, not doing it to, reach a certain result or become somebody you're not. It's not about that. It's about honoring yourself and your relationship with the divine. I see a lot of content, and this is, I speak this as a mom myself because I have a little girl. I think of all the impressionable young women that are out there and all the things that they are watching and listening to. And I just want to say this: do not let a man be everything for you. And I say this as a woman in a loving relationship with my life partner and somebody that I love and I admire and I respect, and we are a team. I say this because it was whenever I put myself first and I worked on myself first and I decided to live life on my terms, stop trying to chase, instead focus on healing, instead focus on being the most confident version of me and being the happiest version of me, that he came into my life. And that is the basis of the Divine Feminine, is that as we are and as we become more of ourselves and we enjoy ourselves and we enjoy being us as women, that is when we create and we attract. We don't have to chase, shape shift, or do all these things. No, we can just enjoy our essence of femininity, enjoy being in that essence, enjoy being in our natural feminine, enjoy living our life in a slow way. But unfortunately, I see too many women, and if you feel called out, if this triggers you, that's good. I think it's important to be triggered because our triggers lead us to what is our trauma. Our triggers lead us to what we need to heal, right? We can't heal what we don't reveal. So If it triggers you, if it bothers you, you just don't like what I'm talking about, or you feel called out, that's fine, right? Just sit with the emotion, sit with the feeling. It's not meant to do anything other than allow you to reveal it and bring your attention to it. Don't make men and the pursuit of men or pursuit of high value men or rich men or whatever it is kind of men, don't let that become your end all be all. A woman in her divine feminine is always developing yourself. You're always working on yourself. And I don't mean this in kind of like always in a constant cycle of trying to be better. No, but you're always going inward, going within the womb energy, creating from within. I want you to know there is so much more to you than the mate that you attract. We all want a good relationship, especially if you want to have a family one day or you just want to settle down, right? Especially if you're in your early 20s, let this be your time of self-development, discovering yourself, discovering what you're good at, working on your education, more knowledgeable, working on your intuition, your spirituality. Self-development is never time wasted. You want easy this, easy that, luxury this. We want the newest purses, the best skincare, all the stuff, right? We're hyper-focused, especially as women, hyper-focused on it. Hyper-focused on designer, hyper-focused on certain lifestyles, hyper focused. And it's beautiful to have goals. If you have lofty ambitions, I love that for you. I really do. But do not think that the only way you can achieve those things is through a man. And do not think that because you don't have a certain man by your side right now, or you've only attracted certain types of men, that there's something inherently wrong with you, or that you are of low value. Stop looking at people through that lens, especially yourself. And as you heal in your divine feminine, you have to start learning that you are worthy of wonderful things. But what's important is that you start showing up for yourself first. Start showing up for yourself first. Stop waiting or chasing somebody to come and show up for you the way you should be showing up for yourself. We have to be our own best friend within. We have to be real with ourselves and just honest with who we are. There are so many facades on social media. There are so many people out there playing a part. I've seen it with my own eyes. There's so many people out there who are acting like they're somebody they're not, or like they're living a life that they are not living, because they want more views, more clicks, more subscribers, more followers, just want more attention. That is the age we are living in. But you as a spiritual being, you are called to do more than that. You are called to come into your powers, into your gifts, and not just for a means to an end, but because this life is a journey. It's like a school. It's like lessons that we learn. And when we see the true magic of life and we see what God has created for us and what God's purpose for us is, we realized just how silly a lot of these things are. That the pursuit of them is often empty and leaves us empty. I want you just to be very judicious and pay attention to who you are listening to the content that you are consuming and what you are letting into your precious mind, into your heart, because a lot of it is empty. A lot of it's just for clicks. We all have to kind of take a step back, especially if you are listening to femininity and all these, different ideas and content out there, and always go back to why you were searching for it in the first place. That's for healing. That's for getting to know yourself. It was probably for you trying to come back home and rest in your femininity and rest in your divine feminine. Obviously, when you do those things, you are going to have better dynamics in your relationships because you're going to allow your divine masculine counterpart to be in their divine masculine that is healing, that is powerful. And a lot of times society has told us to, tone down our femininity or tone down our masculinity. And when you decide to go on a divine feminine healing journey, it's like you're deciding to live life on your terms again. But what I'm trying to caution you is to not let this be your end all be all. Trying to find a high value man, or trying to go to the right places, or wear the right clothes, or, do this and this and that, and have this aesthetic or whatever. Be you. Be you. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, if I was myself, I wouldn't. There's just so much, right? But if it feels wrong, if it feels awkward, if it doesn't feel like you, don't do it. Don't wear those clothes. Don't wear your hair like that. Be what makes you magical. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you are in your most unique energy, the energy of you, the energy that makes you, that's like a unique signature. That's a unique energetic signature that has never expressed itself in the quantum field. And when you tap into your authentic energy, where you feel in flow, where you feel like you can just relax, right? Just think of yourself relaxed. As us women, we tend to get very stressed and be very anxious and things like that. It's just kind of what we've accepted. We don't need to accept that. You in your most flowing, energetic, happy, relaxed version, that is your unique energetic signature in the quantum field, in the behind the scenes, I like to call it, of this world. And when you are there, everything comes to you and flows. You become magnetic, you become attractive, you become a person who opens doors and creates opportunities. You are just an effortless manifester. That's the divine feminine. It's not about anything else. It's not about aesthetics. It's not about how you dress. It's an aspect of it. It's not about the men that you attract. It's not about mind games. It's not about manipulation. It's not about all these things. It's not to make you feel bad if you have been doing these things, or you've been called to these energies, or you've been called to certain content. That's not to shame you. It's not about that. It's just about questioning. And I'm not a person to, there's a lot of critiquing online. There's a lot of commentary, critique channels, reaction channels, because it's easy to critique. It's easy. So I'm not going to pull up videos and be like, this and this and this is wrong. I just think that's not creative. What I do like to do is comment on just a certain theme that I'm seeing and see how we can take that theme and actually create it and turn it into something better, or how we can, be aware of how trends are affecting us, or how trends are changing us, and how trends, especially through our phones, are changing us as people. We have to understand we're living in a time that is like no other, where we have just a barrage of information and windows into people's lives that we never had before. And the comparison game is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've talked to so many of my own clients that feel so bad about their perfectly amazing lives because they have been comparing themselves on social media. Women with amazing careers, with backgrounds, with all this stuff, and comparing themselves to what they see in a little window on a screen to someone else they don't even know. And for some reason, they're believing that that is making them lesser than, or that they're not good enough because their life doesn't look a certain way. And it's another reason why I have been creating content since I was a teenager, 29 now. I've always been conscious of this, of what am I putting out into the world? What is my content for? And I always, always, always hope and pray my content is for the betterment of whoever's watching, to feel better, to look at themselves in a different way, to approach their life in a different way, to want to be better people in a good way, and not to brag, or not to boast, or not to flex, or try to be somebody that I'm not. I always want to be cognizant of the fact that impressionable people are watching, and that my content, doesn't matter how many people watch it, if it's 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, that it's going to affect people. And how do I want that effect to be? Do I want it to be positive, or do I want it to be negative? So that's why I've always been kind of not too big on vlogging or showing this, or like routines and things like that. Again, I'm not called to do content like that, but also because I want to make sure that everything I put out is with the best intentions. For so many years, for so many decades, women have been told, dress like this, look like this, all these types of things. And I think that we're in 2023, and I think we should start to realize, and a lot of us see right through it, a lot of it is silly. At the end of the day, it's about your divine expression, your spiritual expression, and what makes you feel like your most beautiful, powerful, at ease, relaxed self. What's really, truly beautiful is the authentic. And everyone's authentic expression is going to look different, right? Everyone is going to have fun with their authentic expression, however it looks. It's also important to have a grounding of who you are and not be swept up by 30-second clips of someone telling you that you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J to, find or have the life of your dreams. Life is a beautiful journey, and we all go through seasons of life. That is the divine feminine. It's about honoring what season you are in right now and working towards your next season and setting and planting the seeds for your harvest. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about where you are in life, or if you're behind the scenes don't look like someone else's highlight reel, don't let anyone make you feel bad about that. If you're in a relationship you're not happy in, please do not stay in that relationship. Life is too short. But also don't make your relationships your end all be all, especially with your romantic partner. We want to make sure that, especially in this day and age where people are going through relationships like a conveyor belt, right? Like products in a store, that we kind of slow things down. And if we're not having luck dating, maybe it's time to pull back and rest in who we are and rediscover who we are and actually ask ourselves, what the heck do I want? Do I want what social media or this content creator or what society tells me I should want? Or should I actually ask myself, what do I want? What do I need? What is healing for me? What is empowering for me? What is connecting me to have a better relationship with God, with the Creator? What is going to lead to my growth as a human being? That's what we should be focusing on. I feel like I could talk forever about this topic, but what's important is that you go within, take a long, deep look at yourself, journal, spill out your thoughts, your pains, your hurts. Remember, we can't heal what we don't reveal. We have to shed light on those things that are uncomfortable. We have to be real with ourselves. Enough with this delulu stuff. Be real with yourself. Be real with where you are. Stop trying to fabricate and orchestrate and control everything. If you're controlling everything, that's being in your wounded masculine. We don't want that. We want you to be in your natural feminine or your divine feminine. We want you to be in flow, know the miracles of God, and to trust in God and to trust in the divine, and see how magical life becomes when you let go and you surrender and enjoy. Enjoy the season that you're in, because each season has its highs and its lows, its good and its bad. Make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on yourself to have everything figured out or everything perfect. That is what the divine feminine has taught me. That is what healing through my divine feminine has taught me. That is what being in my feminine has taught me. You are whole and complete as you are. You don't need somebody or something, whether it's a career, whether it's something external to you, to complete you. That you, as you are whole and complete. And getting back to that should be the most important journey of your life. So that's it for today, my angels. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different. This has just been on my heart and on my mind to talk about, and so I hope you receive it well. And if you didn't like it too much, that's fine. And always remember this: no matter who you may be in this life, no matter what you may be going through or what you look like, always remember your true beauty, true worth, and your true power always come from within. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, help the channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.